Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another Sword of Convallaria video. So we have our top dog, Icy Fun, Special Mimi, even has a dog picture, right? Top scoring lineups. This list is based on the character statistics of the top scoring lineups in the 2025 ranking events and a subjective analysis of the importance within the lineups. It aims to reflect the pick rate and critically how critical these characters are in striving for the highest scores. So the data source is top scoring lineups that can be verified on platforms such as Bilibili, so that's a CN YouTube sharing website, and TapTap. Only characters from lineups that ultimately ranked in the top 3 or top 5 are included. This list isn't meant to evaluate the absolute strength of characters, but rather to reveal the optimized solutions for achieving the highest possible ranking scores in the current meta, primarily intended for players who haven't yet understood the character system but aspire to challenge the leaderboards in the future. It also helps to answer core questions. Which characters should I prioritize in developing to reach the top of the leaderboard? When reading the list, please note, distinguishing between core and add-ons. Some characters are the absolute core of a lineup. Without them, the system collapses, while other are excellent add-ons, flexible replacements to supplement damage or counter specific mechanics. Core characters will be ranked high in the rankings, while add-ons would be ranked lower. Top-rated lineup rankings do not reflect daily usability. Ranking is unrelated to the character's experience in daily dungeons. So if you're grinding like your typical like auto stages or less, like you still hard content. Like if we're talking about stuff maybe like Fireside Chat or the Fool's Journey hard with like the mutations and everything, those are still hard stages. For example, Camelot Judgment King has skill mechanics that work very well in daily dungeon. However, in ranked matches, where maximum damage is sought, his damage contribution and team support were suboptimal due to factors such as skill cooldowns. As a result, he was replaced during the top-rated lineup iteration and failed to make the list. I guess an example is the most recent CN Tower Versity. So in this CN Tower Versity, they ended up replacing Camelot. Camelot was here instead of Parzival in a lot of lineups where he went at the boss and damaged the boss. They actually used Parzival over Camelot because of his ability to disappear from the battlefield and then not take a turn, and that basically gave them the highest score. The times may create heroes, which may lead to errors. A character's high pick rate may not be because he's absolutely a supermodel, but because the mechanism of the recent level happens to be perfectly countered by this character. Like the stage is just sort of built for them. If we're looking at the current Tower Versity, there is less of that happening. It does happen, but if we look at the previous iteration of Tower Versity, so the current Tower Versity, we're calling this like the second iteration, and the reason being is CN and Taiwan used to have Tower Versity that ran every single fortnight, and having the debut character, the character on the banner, really brought up your scores for that Tower Versity. So they basically wanted you to pull for that character pull for the newest character every 2 weeks to rank high on the Tower Versity. It's not really like that anymore, but remember my quote about Tower Versity 2.0 that was it Rico and Marcel weren't really on there, and then they became top because we were using like Tristan and Nydia, right? So that was a big example. And only consider high-end configuration strength. So this list considers the performance under full or near full configuration. So we're talking about max stars or near max stars, max stars signature, astral imprints. And we're talking about astral imprints in plural because some characters, they only either have their own weapon or their own trinket, but that might not be the best for them, because they could use other people's weapons and trinkets. So it's a mixed max combination of what is the best here. So I gave up on like the Google Translate because it was so messy, but let's have a look at all of this. Let's look at the notes first. Tier 0 never missing, an indispensable player in the top lineups of all ranking events. Tier 1, top scoring regular. A regular in the top scoring lineup over the past year and has played a relatively key position. Tier 2, top rookie. A core player in the recent top scoring lineup with a promising future. Tier 3, countermeasures. Characters that only work in specific environments, use to supplement damage and counter specific mechanisms, and the characters that high appearance rates in the past are no longer found in top scoring lineups due to changes in the environment. Tier 4, Flash in the Pan. Non-key roles that appear once or twice in top tier lineups, usually aura tools and damage supplements. So yeah, at the very top we have OG Nana and SP Nana. So these are the events that they pretty much put in all the events, right? So the Selena event, so this is the Wildfire. So this is the most recent Selena story event and the ranking challenge there. However, C3, there's the World Boss, SOC 2.0. So that was another PvE event where they had the ranking challenges. This is 2.0. So this is when they were telling the story of SP Mytha, SP Nungle, SP Fakal, Talversity 2, Talversity 1. The same for both, but OG Nana and SP Nana, they both have their versions of Act Again. So OG Nana has like the original Act Again. SP Nana's more of an Attack Again, so that's why OG Nana's actually ranked higher there. Also, she has a guard. And this is their descriptions, right? Wildfire, which is the Selena event, top scoring lineup of level 12 of Endless Wildfire, Iron Blood Showdown in October. Talversity 3, top scoring lineup of the 7th floor of the 3rd Talversity season in September. Pope, which is the World Boss, top scoring lineup of the Pope level in the July. Intersecting tracks, the Abyss of Origin. Lily of the Valley, this is what I meant by the Sword of Convallaria 2.0, top scoring lineup of the 12th stage in the new generation. See you in the Lily of the Valley. Lily of the Valley is just Sword of Convallaria, yeah. Talversity 2, top scoring lineup of the 7th floor of the 2nd season of Talversity in April. Labyrinth, this is the Delicious in Dungeon, top scoring lineup of Nightmare Ruins 12 in February. Sword of Convallaria, Delicious in Dungeon, Eerie on the tip of the tongue. That's such a mouthful. Talversity 1, top scoring lineup of the 7th floor, the 1st season Talversity in January. Alright, so back to our list here. At Tier 1, we have Kristen, the Talversity 3, SOC 2, Talversity 2, Talversity 1. And just really, really awesome burst damage DPS. She's been with us for a very long time and just huge damage. Luffy, all the Talversity, just pretty irreplaceable with his debuffs, his burning grenades and everything. I feel like we had less usage of Luffy compared to the CN version. SP Samantha, Talversity 3, Talversity 2. And note she is in Talversity 2 because the CM release schedule was different and they had SP Samantha for the 2nd season of Talversity. We did have her, right? We have SP Mytha, so Selena event, World Boss, so for those stages there, Serene, Talversity 3, World Boss, and SOC 2.0 there. You know, these two with their piercing damage, really, really relevant in the World Boss, especially. There, SP Maria, Talversity 3, SOC 2.0, TOA 2. We know with her Act Again, remember Talversity Season 2, just huge damage, even on the single target mode, and then Talversity 3, that's with her marking the enemies with Samantha's Judgment Brand, so Samantha does the heaps of damage on the enemies. Favia, Talversity 3, Talversity 2, and SOC 2.0. So Favia in Season 2, she had her plant die in order to spawn more enemies there. Really indispensable. The only other option we could have had to spawn enemies was we were using OG Nana's guard. Remember, having it dying to spawn the slimes. The Favia's plant does a huge job there. I don't recall what she really did in SOC 2.0, but having an extra plant doesn't count as a unit for like the scoring stages. So like you have an extra hit, you can hit the environmental stuff, and then Tau Versity 3, that's when we needed her plant to take one of the spots, one of the red squares. So having more red squares covered damaged the boss, so it was more of a summoner's meta there. And then Akambe in Tau Versity 2, Tau Versity 3. Akambe in Tau Versity 2, it was all his greed, combining all the slimes together, so there was awesome DPS, also debuffing those slimes. Versity 3, it was more of him spawning his assassins to take up those red squares and spots for that. Ida, SOC 2, Versity 2, Versity 1. So I don't really recall what was SOC 2, but Versity 2, we had Ida for the boss, but she was mainly there for her liquor. And her liquor wasn't actually to slow down the enemies or debuff them. It was actually just slow down our characters for speed tuning, because what you had is, in order to get high scores, you needed to reduce the speed of the units you don't want to take turns. So basically, like if you're on your second turn and you want to clear as soon as possible, you want to clear like second turn, first or second character. And then she slows down everyone except your main DPS. Your main DPS can do that first action or second action and just clear the stage, and you don't have any wasted actions of other units taking their turn. So really huge in speed tuning for Versity 2. Versity 1 as well. I think I recall it was it Shao with the with like the assist damage from Ida, number 1 in JP, but we didn't really see that much in global. So yeah, different strats from different people there. And now to 1.5, top rookie. So these units did come in a bit later. Lucamar was a more recent one with the Element and Shams as well. So they only played a role in Versity 3 with her awesome damage, Shams with the single target damage, and basically needed Lucamar in order to get the liberation layers and stacks for Versity 3. We saw that video earlier in the Versity video. Credenza in Versity 3 and Versity 2. We actually didn't have her for Versity Season 2. What she was doing was on the upper floors, she was helping Livata reduce her gain energy and reduce the cooldowns of her teleport skill, Fiery Wings, and she was just like teleporting and then just blowing up all the enemies. And then Versity 3, what she was doing was reducing Lucama's cooldown, and we did also see her like in some other lineups, but not really top lineups, but she was like reducing the cooldown of other units. I think it was like Clara, SP Samantha, used to read units like that. And then Tier 2, Countermeasure plugin. The Parzival in Versity 3, Versity 2. We didn't have him for Versity 2, but he was a huge, nice AoE damage dealer. Versity 3, his mechanism of when he dies, he triggers his passive, and then his passive lets him stay on the field until the curse stacks are gone, and then when all the curse stacks are depleted, he disappears off battle. But him disappearing off battle doesn't count as a battle loss, so he doesn't affect the points. And with him out of battle, that reduces the number of units you have in battle and like the turn calculation. So basically, have him out of battle manipulates the scores to have it bump it higher because he's not there at all. So that was that's the main reason he was there for the Versity 3. Otherwise, what happened was they mainly had Camelot as just like a random damage dealer in that stage, but then they found out the trick with Parzival, and everyone started using Parzival in the CN version. Wasn't really picked up in the Taiwan version, but it was mainly in the CN there. CN is the more competitive server. Estra in Maze. The Maze is delicious in Dungeon. Remember our videos on like the big one shot with Estra on the was it the Nightmare Sheep ranking challenge in Delicious in Dungeon, and Versity 1. I mean, we didn't have Estra for Versity 1. What we were using was Tristan and SP Rawir at that time, and yeah, Estra wasn't in the picture. So Estra just doesn't really have much of a showing at all, even being one of the top damage dealers, single target of all time since the last 6 months sort of thing, and just nowhere to show her. Rico, Tower Versity 2. So uh, only really at the end of Tower Versity 2 we saw those big high scoring stages and units. I think the main one was from Exemplar, doing like huge damage with Rico, comparable to like our Tristan and Nydia damage. But yeah, Rico just wasn't really seen as a top pick at that time, and was just more of a knockback specialist. But yeah, definitely did huge damage in those top tier lineups. Tower Versity 3 for Rico. Yeah, I don't recall Rico in Tower Versity 3. Was it just knockback enemies and stuff? OG Sophia, Tower Versity 3, Tower Versity 2. The Tower Versity 2, we had her in the upper stages where she was going with her infinite dodge and then the counter attacking. We had the knockback mutation where you hit the enemies and they get knocked back, and Sophia just triggers multiple instances of that in order to knock back, including from like having trinkets like Roaring Flint, Wheel of Fortune, getting the RNG procs there. So Sophia was definitely really strong in Tower Versity 2. Tower Versity 3, what she was mainly used for was her Hangman Assassin summon, having that extra summon on the field. Also filled up one of the red squares to damage the boss there. Taia, World Boss, and Tower Versity 2. So for the World Boss, he was mainly there to just give everyone energy. There was like a bit of buffing due to Cage and everything, but just like Tear doing Taia stuff, right? Tower Versity 2, pretty much the same thing. He was there to pick up the cargo from range, and then yeah, I mean, I feel like that's all he really did, right? Tower Versity 2, Convallaria, he was in that upper floor, big AoE, the knockback, and in Delicious in Dungeon, he was there to buff up Estra for the huge DPS. Tower Versity 1, what was he doing in Tower Versity 1 again? I remember just big AoE damage, right? Something like that. My memories, I lost me. I need to review my Tower Versity 1 videos, but Convallaria was definitely there, right? SP Sophia, Tower Versity 1, sadly. That was when we had her Trump tactics, just like everyone just getting up on the boss. Huge damage there, but I mean, we did have her for Tower Versity 2. The deployment to move the characters and everything, but I don't think that was really part of the top rankings on the upper floor. Marcel, Tower Versity 2, huge damage. She has her prep skill with the vulnerable, and just everyone just did huge DPS while her charging skill was active, so everyone was dealing DPS with that extra vulnerable debuff on the field, and then she did huge damage to the slimes. And then Luvata for Tower Versity 2, where she just blew up the slimes, and then Sparks, it's like whenever the slimes die, they explode, and then just chain explosion, and she did a fire wings teleporting from fire tile to fire tile, just making enemies explode there. Agatha was used in the World Boss, so her wound debuff, because the World Boss itself, like the actual boss, doesn't actually take damage. It only took damage from the mobs being taken down. But there was a trick to it where if you have Agatha wound, like it was possible to have her wound debuff that boss. So when the mobs die, they deal more damage to the boss because the boss has that wound debuff. So it was like, I feel like that was like so random. I feel like that was a bug. Like who do we have? SP Nungol in the Selena event. I haven't really looked too much into that, but that it was probably more for her. And then Aisha in the Delicious in Dungeon. Yeah, we had her kill the mobs, destroy the banners with her AoE. Like, you know, when she kills a unit or kills an item, she can act again, and she was just wiping out the mobs and banners for Estra to DPS the boss in Delicious in Dungeon. Wow, tier 3, Flash in the Pan, Halo tools. The Halo is the leader aura, so Miguel, in Towerversity 2, Towerversity 1. Towerversity 2 was mainly for him to create the fire tiles with Luvata. I think only really we saw it from Exemplar, I believe. Yeah, Exemplar had one. Super Oliver had the strat. But it was just create the fire tiles for Luvata to shine. So that was using. Towerversity 1, I don't really remember. Beryl. Is this SP Nungo, Beryl, Wildfire, and it was SP Mytha, right? Yeah, Selena event. Yeah, so basically it was the SP Synergy team, the Rally Command, Rally Response in the Wildfire Selena event. So Beryl, Nono Will, SP Nungo, SP Mytha, Momo. So it was just like a combination team where they all just like react to each other, doing the Rally Command, Rally Response, doing a lot of damage to the boss there. We have Afra, Calversity 1, doing some damage there. Gloria, Cole in the... Gloria, I believe, was just for the aura and the flag. Cole was there for the Alacrity aura in Delicious in Dungeon, just helping Estra get the extra crits and everything for the insane DPS. Dentalion in Delicious in Dungeon. Was it the same? An Era aura? I don't remember Dentalion there. The Dancer. Calversity 2, was it just to like swap out the enemies? And Nightingale, Calversity 2. I think she was just doing something. I don't remember. Maybe like the extra healing and the burning grenades. Oh yeah, burning grenade for Luvata. Yeah, the creating fire tiles. Right. And Bitterwort in Calversity 1 for the like delayed healing. I remember something like that. And what's this? Flame Sorceress. I don't remember what she did. Okay, back on our article. That it's been ages. But hopefully, yeah, a bit of evaluation on the characters. Endless Wildfire. So we can see the lineups. Yeah, SP team, right? SP Nungo, Beryl, Inanna, SP Mytha, SP Nana. Pretty much everyone with the same team. Nungo was... Oh, only this person used Nungo. Nono Will. Was there like a Momo? No Momo. But yeah, these were the top teams that were used. 7th floor Towerversity. Yeah, the Super Oliver. Huge. Oh, and then it goes into replays. I mean, I'll just link the source. You guys can watch the replays yourself. So many of them. This is the world boss. So huge rankings. Very nice rewards, and there's a permanent title. So really keen on pushing that. Super Oliver 8. Yeah, familiar names. Leo Chan as well. Okay, going through the damage of the boss. Oh, this is the SOC 2.0. Seeing the Lily of the Valley. Only 3 units. Inanna, SP Roway, Ida. So this is probably one of the Ida box mechanics where you probably like push the box. To do like use SP Roway to knock back the crate into the water or something, and then Ida... Oh wait, Ida creates the crate, SP Roway knocks back the boss onto the crate, and then you destroy the crate for like an insta-kill sort of thing, and OG Nana there for the act again. So yeah, just need 3 units to defeat the stage. For these here. Okay, so 2 moves, 3 moves. Yeah. 7th floor Towerversity. That was season 2. Yeah, different stages. SP, Samantha, Miguel, international server, so Oliver, Super Oliver showing up from the global side of things because he was using the strat as well. Japanese server, Shao. So yeah, seeing all the top users there. Where's the exemplar clear? You did link the exemplar clear. YouTube clear, yeah. Okay, all right. Maybe he didn't find it when he was making this article. Maybe that is Super Oliver, Blazing Sun. Okay, all right. So no exemplar, but exemplar is basically using like a combination of Shao and Super Oliver's clears anyway. So it wasn't really that much different. Iria, Tip of the Tongue, Nightmare Ruins. Actually, they had more people. Ours was better, right? Yeah, this was our delicious and dungeon clear. We dropped out Kavara. We only used 4 units, and I theorized that if we were able to push Estra for higher damage, like we had, um, because my Estra wasn't 5-star, but if you have like a 5-star Estra, min max for high damage, high crit, and RNG, you can probably take off Cole as well. What's it? 357,248. What was his scores? 357,061. Yeah, I reckon we could have pushed higher. Our delicious and dungeon was better, but we were steady on the shoulders of giants, right? They had the initial strat. We were copying and optimizing them a bit more. So definitely first to drop out was Dantalion. Like what do we have? Inanna there. So they had Dantalion, Kavare, and we dropped them out for just Inanna. Oh, okay. Oh, because we had Inanna's guard hit the brazier. He wasn't there for the act again, but for the guard brazier, and yeah, okay. So definitely did things a bit differently there. Oh, he had a 4 people kit clear. Yeah. At 248. Yeah, this was like the one we were doing, but yeah, the rest had Kabari and Dantalion. No wonder they were on that original tier list. And then Towerversity, season 1, different clears. Oh man. Yeah. is Camelot considered tier 0? Let's go through this. Little Red Tower 1 replaced by a bug. Lift here. I don't know what he means here. Bottom lane was originally intended to lift AoE, but due to a bug, he ended up lifting Dot. Heroes are made by the times. Was there a bug in one of the Powerversity stages or something? Powerversity 1. All games have fixed support and variable output, whereas Pamina, useful for clearing maps, but nothing to do with gaining points and not on the list. Camelot considered tier 0. Shouldn't he be at the same table with SP Samantha? Overall is a level below tier 0.5, used to fight and resist, so strong DPS and tanking. But if the round is too long, so if the battles are too long, Camelot is restricted by his cooldown and cannot use his skills. Like he has like a 5-turn cooldown on his act again, reaction, and like his combo skill does have a long cooldown as well. Belongs to the kind of lower limit, high, but upper limit's not good. Oh, okay. So he's talking about Camelot having what do you call it? A high floor but low ceiling. So really strong in like minimal average investment. But if you want to push him to top investment, it's really like the maximum damage that you can output from him isn't really that high. A rigorous list. Oh wow. Yeah, really grateful. This is amazing. I'm just going to link in the description. You guys can watch the individual videos. I feel like we should add some of the global videos into this as well. But yeah, this is insane. Thank you so much to Icy Fun, Special Mimi, Top Dog. Yeah, he's one of the top ranking players. Usually does get in that top 3, top 5 category. And yeah, so good. Anyway, that's it from me. Huge thanks, and yeah, I think this is a very nice analysis of these different ranking teams. It's been a long video. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.